colonias in Ciudad Juarez. And these guys have been apprehending. They all have their what is it? The fugitive, the fugitive recovery agent. So the people they can accept surrenders. Actually, technically, I accepted a surrender the other night, which was a surprise. But basically, these guys are out here as the eyes and ears for Border Patrol because our governor has decided that since according to her, there's no crisis, there's no need for the National Guard to be down here. She's totally wrong. But these guys are out here every night, basically eyes and ears for Border Patrol. And they're coordinating with Border Patrol. So this is not some rogue, Rambo style thing. This is very coordinated. They have radios. They can communicate with Border Patrol. They got the night vision goggles. And basically, if you remember, when they say, you're supposed to, if you see something, say something. But if there's nobody out here to see anything, then there's nobody to say anything. So these guys are out here to both see something and then say something so that Border Patrol can allocate the scarce resources they have to the places where they're needed. So, again, these guys have civilian lives, and the cartel is not too far. If you go, we're basically at Monument 3. If you go up Monte Cristo Rey and down onto the Mexican side, it's a major cartel hotbed over there. And then, unfortunately, there's kidnappings happening all the time. So these guys are all, they're covered up for a reason because they're here every day, and we don't want cartel folks going after their families or going after them. So appreciate what y'all are doing, but maybe you just tell us a little bit what's a typical busy night going to be like here on the border.
Reaper, you're the team leader.
Last night we caught 46.
At Monument 1.
At Monument 1.
Yeah, so if you go over the mountain and down to Monument 1, there's no wall, there's no fence, there's no nothing. It literally is just an open field, and in some cases even a paved concrete sidewalk.
And then this afternoon we had 3 walk into camp, and while we were dealing with those 3, it was a single mother and 2 children, and Viper went and spotted 3 more down the road, and he brought those up, and as soon as we got them up, one of the daughters collapsed and passed out.
Yeah, so again, we're here, there's no resources here per se. Border Patrol is moving back and forth, but they've got a lot of area to cover. So you notified Border Patrol you had a medical emergency and they came to respond?
Yeah, we actually had one on the hill, but he never saw him.
Okay.
He was too up on the hill to see him when I got him, and we brought him into camp, and the one girl, she passed out, and we're here to do a job. Okay, we're here to stop her from coming over, but we're also humanitarians. We're human. They're human.
Right.
Okay, so we did what we could to comfort her, turn her on her side so she wouldn't swallow her tongue, till we got the Border Patrol up here. They had an EMT come up here, and we shoved her into the truck as quick as we could. He took off, and then they stuck the other 3 in the other truck, and then they were gone.
And by the way, every time they have a medical situation with any of these illegal aliens, they can take them to the hospital in El Paso, and they get to cut in front of everybody else. They actually get to go to the front of the line regardless of who's in the waiting room, regardless of what the medical conditions are of people in the waiting room, and it's all done at taxpayer expense. So, how long have you all been out here at this location?
21 days.
Okay.
And we've caught over 2,300.
So that's 2,300 apprehensions that y'all have done in addition to the ones that Border Patrol have done.
Correct.
Sound like a crisis to me. And again, this is just in one small section of New Mexico. New Mexico has 179 miles of border and only 34 are protected by primary barrier. That primary barrier ends right here, and everything else for the next several miles is totally unprotected. There's no wall, there's no fence, there's not even a barbed wire fence, there's nothing. So you have people coming over here, and then y'all were over at Monument 1 last night?
Yes, sir.
And so it's a constant flow. I mean, it's coming in bunches and batches, but you pretty much had an apprehension every single day you've been here.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. It's hard work?
Well, we have a team that we've got together, us three right here, and we've got our team leader, which is our Overwatch, and then Stinger and I are the Rovers. So I have a radio, Reaper has a radio, we keep in constant contact. He keeps, let me know, okay, when we can move and when we can't move, and he keeps an eye on that road down there, and just, hypothetically for last night, he caught 2 trucks coming in with lights off, and they dropped off, 46, and they went running.
And that was over at that the parking lot over
Monument 1.
Where they had the Pancho Villa Museum, which, by the way, the last time the United States was invaded was 1916, when Pancho Villa's troops invaded the city of Columbus, New Mexico, about 2 hours west of here.
Correct.
And of course, they have a little museum because apparently this was one of Pancho Villa's other hideouts.
Correct.
Okay, so again, this is just more information and educational stuff. We're talking about the real situation here on the border. Anything else y'all want to tell the folks before we jump into the other interview?
We are volunteers. We are ex-military. We're trained for this, but we're not being paid for this. So this is all out of our own pocket. We have funding coming in, through the United Constitutional Patriots page, and that's what keeps us here. I mean, if we didn't have the volunteers to donate and send money, we wouldn't be here. Like I said, it's a crisis here, and we need to be here.
Has Border Patrol expressed appreciation for the job that y'all are doing?
Yes, sir.
All day long.
All day long.
All right. So again, the point is to communicate. This is not some rogue operation. This is being done in conjunction with the brave men and women of Customs and Border Protection and Border Patrol. And what we have is civilian volunteers providing eyes and ears, and in many cases, actual surrender points.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is Dr. Gavin Clarkson from Las Cruces, New Mexico. I'm here again at Sunland Park at Monument 3. Thank you and God bless.